returns to the stage this month with her first full-length show in almost 10 years. Francesca Beard's new work, How to Survive a Post-Truth Apocalypse, explores the impact of lying from top-level politics all the way down to those little white fibs we're all guilty of at some point. Francesca's with us now. Lovely to see you. Thank you for coming in. I've listened a little bit to what you've had to say about lying before, and it's really fascinating how it's actually part of being human. Is that what made you want to create this show?
Yes, absolutely. I think it's such a common experience for all of us. I like to think of myself as an honest person, but when I start to really break it down, actually lying is part of our normal childhood development. We learn to lie when we learn to talk, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And there are different ways in which we do it as well. I think, that very early stage, it's, how can I get myself out of trouble?
Yes.
But then you very quickly learn that actually it's perhaps a survival technique as well, isn't it? Because if you're not nice to people, and sometimes that involves lying, things would be bad.
Yeah, it's part of being a social animal.
Yeah.
How are you? I'm great. I'm so sorry I was late. Traffic was a nightmare. Oh, I'll check my junk folder. That kind of thing. It's part of fitting in with the group and making sure that you're not being unpleasant to people. Yeah.
We also live in a very politically turbulent time at the moment, and there is a suggestion often that what we get isn't always the truth from politicians, and this idea of fake news as well. Did that form part of your reasons for this show?
Well, honestly, I started to do this show. When I make a show, I want to ask a question which is really super important to me, which if I was able to ask it in a room full of people, and they were to help me think about it, I would move on personally in my life. So the question, how can I know what is real? What does a lie do? That was always, I think, a really super important question for me since being a child, just because I had quite an active imagination, as many children do. So truthfully, I was asking, how do I know what is real already? And then suddenly, as you very well say, we've always had an issue with, are we getting the truth? What do politicians really tell us? What is spin? But all of a sudden, in 2016, everything went kind of crazy. We had this, we had Brexit, then we had Trump, we had fake news, we had alternative facts, we had post-truth, which is the word of 2016. So while I was making my show, it suddenly got surrounded by this zeitgeist, by something incredibly topical and urgent. So of course it just felt really necessary to take that on board, and it really did change the show, actually.
Yeah. We are almost out of time, but what do you hope the audience comes away from this?
Well, I hope that they feel empowered, because I think a lot of us feel like we're helpless, we're hopeless, we don't know how to know what's true or not. So I hope actually going through this journey, they come away thinking, actually there is a way for me to connect honestly and be human, and I am a good person. Yeah, really key things. Francesca, lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining us and giving us honest answers. There we go. Francesca Beard will be on at the Roundhouse in Camden on the 31st of May. It is part of the Last Word Festival. There's a website as well. It is posttruithapocalypse.com for all the details. Right, let's just return.